Good morning, good evening, and welcome back to War Thunder. Today we're going to be driving and reviewing the Rank 2 at rating 2.7 premium event vehicle from Operation Overlord, the Churchill AVRE. But with that out of the way, let's take the Churchill AVRE into battle. And our first game, we find ourselves on the map Japan Conquest number 2. We have a northerly spawn and we spawn in reach of objective Alpha. If we look at the scoreboard, we see that it's not a full game. And we have 4 allies today, the French and the Soviets. Looking at the opposing team, we are going to be facing the Americans, Germans, Japanese and the Italians. So, what is the Churchill AVRE? Well, the Churchill AVRE is basically an engineering vehicle that is designed to shoot bunkers and clear fortifications. It's based on the Churchill chassis, which means that it is pretty well armored for its battle rating. It is also very slow, since it is only a Churchill. And the armament you have is a 290mm mortar, which can fire around 120 meters, I believe. So you will basically need to be right on the enemy to fire at them. So how I have found most success with this thing, I played it for a day, and at first I was struggling since I was playing it more at the maximum range, but I found most success with just face hugging and sword fighting the enemies. Since these pretty new players, it's not super difficult to get in close. As you can see, for almost all the kills I'm like right on the enemies to kill them. And in the game right now we find ourselves in a pretty hard position, getting shot at from almost every side. But we pop smoke and try to engage the first enemy, which is a M22 Locust. We fire one shot and we absolutely murder this little child. We try to then move over to the next one, which is a American tank destroyer. He has no chance of penetrating us and we block his way so we can't escape, and then start chasing him and face hugging him to ensure a successful hit. And when we have reloaded, we absolutely murder this man too. And after killing both of those enemies, we are still getting attacked by a German Panzer IV. With its 75mm cannon, he will be able to penetrate our tank. So we go into cover to try to repair this broken turret ring. But unfortunately, we don't manage to reload in time to kill him while crossing our view. So we try to angle as best we can, but unfortunately he penetrates our turret. So we're gonna try to angle once again to make sure he doesn't manage to kill us, but he just keeps going. So we can focus on this German 20mm, which goes down pretty easily to our 290mm mortar. Now we have some breathing room, so we will be able to repair in peace. Now, having repaired, we try to find this German medium tank, but we get ambushed by another tank, which turns out to be a American light tank. We fail to connect with our first shot, so we try to angle to make it impossible for him to penetrate our armor. I want to try to close the gap, but he shoots our truck, so we are stuck in place for the time being. I'm still going to be able to try to shoot him, but unfortunately he does pull back and we are unable to follow up with the second shot. So we're gonna repair and then try to advance on him after we have repaired our truck. But we are getting attacked by enemy planes, but we actually managed to critically wound a Italian plane with our coaxial machine gun, and we actually get the kill for the plane. Now, cresting the hill, we do find the American light tank and we take him out with one shot to the side of the tank. Looking at the map, we have now cleared the entire right flank of any enemies, and our team has managed to retake the capture point. So we are in a ideal position to try to set up a pretty good ambush to shoot any enemies trying to move on to retake Capture Point Alpha. As we watch in our binoculars already, enemies have started to enter the perimeter of Capture Point Alpha. But by the time we get there, all the enemies have already been eliminated by our team, and we unfortunately get bombed by a P-400, and the first life comes to an end. Since there are so many enemy aircraft up in the sky, we try to take them out with a Hurricane Mark II, and the first prey is a SB-2U-2 dive bomber. We set our eyes on another enemy, and closing in, we do pepper him with some machine gun fire, and he combusts pretty quickly, and that is a BF-109 eliminated as well. Turning back to the airfield, we find another American plane attacking ground targets, and that turns out to be the P-400 who bombed us earlier, and we also knock out his pilot, leaving him crashing into the Japanese fields. We find another enemy plane, and that being a Junkers Ju-87. We take the head and spray some bullets, but only hit them, and not damaging anything critically. Try to pull up in time, but he gets his rear gunner to set us ablaze, and that is the second life ended by a Junkers Ju-87. We choose to bring in the Churchill AVRE once again. But looking at our team is basically gone. We have some aircraft and a tank, but the enemy has completely taken control of Objective Alpha. We find a German tank destroyer contesting Capture Point Alpha. We try to shoot him, but since the velocity is so bad, we actually fall short, and he knocks out our barrel. But it is only a early version that doesn't have a powerful anti-tank gun, so he won't be able to penetrate us. We are also being attacked by a Panzer IV and a Japanese tank from all sides, but luckily, since it is a lower BR, the enemies have no chance in penetrating us, and they can only shoot our tracks. So it's only a matter of time before we have reloaded, and our first shot is gonna go into this Stug 3A. After finishing off the first enemy, we turn our attention to the Panzer II. I said wrongly before, it is not a Panzer IV, since it only has a 20mm, so he won't be able to penetrate us, but he gets our barrel and both of our tracks, so we won't be able to do anything. And another enemy has appeared, with that being a German 20mm armored car. We try to pop some smoke to try and cover ourselves, but we are still waiting for the reload. But we try to angle the best we can, and they are unable to penetrate us, and they can only shoot our barrel and some of our tracks. Now turning our attention to the German armored car, I do actually remember that his crew is not actually covered all the way, so we can actually use our coaxial machine gun to try to get his turret crew. Unfortunately, we only managed to get the commander, but we turn our turret and we will eventually catch him as he gets stuck on a stone pillar. And we try to machine gun his gunner, but unfortunately we do not manage to do so just now. They continue to shoot our tracks. We try to block this Panzer II's escape, and we have almost reloaded, and we managed to kill this Panzer II, leaving only the German armored car and the Japanese tank, and they also are unable to penetrate our tank. We finally managed to get the machine gun on target, and we kill also the German armored car, leaving us very well bruised but not killed. We are though stuck in place. I try to find the Japanese tank, and I do find him. He has left us since he is unable to penetrate us, but since we are stuck in place, artillery actually manages to kill us. We do manage to take first place with a total of 12 kills. Unfortunately, we do fail to win this game. Looking at the rewards, we managed to earn a total of 9,255 research points and 35,629 silver lions. And the next game we find ourselves on the map Golden Quarry Domination 1. We have a westerly spawn, and we spawn in reach of Objective Bravo. Turning the attention to the scoreboard, we see that it is a full game and a game full of Churchill AVREs. Looking at the scoreboard, we see that we are allies with the Swedish and the Americans. We are going to be facing the Italians, Germans, Chinese and the Soviets for this game. I have made my way to capture point Bravo to try to retake it for our team. We find two BTs trying to flank us. We shoot one, but unfortunately we only managed to get his track. We can see that his friendly is trying to pull him back for them to repair together, but I know that they will not be able to penetrate my armor, so I push forward confidently and take care of the first BT. I will have a long reload, but I am hoping to track this guy or at least have my sights on him to take him later on. So I follow him around this corner to try to see where he goes, but I do find a CIS-30 just being here. I try to machine gun him with the coaxial, take out most of his crew, but I fail to finish him off with the mortar since I'm still not used to the ballistics of this round. But I'm going to follow him. I know that he will probably not know how to penetrate me if I angle correctly. I push forward. We have almost finished reloading, try to knock him out with the machine gun, but we managed to reload and it easily kill him off. I pop smoke in the rear to prevent me from getting shot. I find another BT. He very stupidly tries to push me, but I have almost finished reloading and get a pretty easy kill on the BT. So I have now cleared the capture point at Bravo and I can now focus on other things. Trying to quickly close the gap on this enemy T-50 to get a shot off, our friendly finishes him off. But another enemy appears behind him, with that being a Hungarian Turan 1. I get on the side of our Churchill and shoot him right in the turret. While helping our friendly repair, we are getting flanked by a Soviet Su-122. I know I'm not in range, so I will quickly try to close the gap. Using smoke grenades to cover my advance, I quickly pull up right in front of him. He whiffs his shot and I can get a pretty easy shot. The shot actually gets eaten by his cannon barrel, but since he now has no cannon barrel, he is no threat and I just need to wait for the reload to kill him. Now getting attacked by a T-80, we are also witnessing the capture of the Bravo point, but unfortunately we are not in range to fire at any of them since our track is damaged and our mortar only reaches around 120 meters, so unfortunately we can only sit. But one thing we can kill is this Italian anti-aircraft truck. With the coaxial machine gun we do manage to kill him, but unfortunately we go down to a Panzer IV. After having used a Hurricane to try to clear the air, we spawn into another Churchill, but the game is almost over. We rush forward to try to clear up capture point Alpha or Charlie, and we also try to defend capture Bravo while doing it. I hear engine noises straight in front of me, so I push forward to this alleyway to try to pull off a ambush on the enemy approaching it. Looking at the rewards, we managed to earn a total of 7,953 research points and a total of 38,697 silver lines. That also means that the video is coming to an end. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. As always, stay tuned as there will be more content to come about War Thunder in the future. Until next time, take care.